Hi my sweet people, today's video is actually on this chocolate banana cake which I made and edited the recipe as well to add in chocolate. So if you want to know more on how I actually made this cake, then do keep on watching. The items you'll need will be bananas, baking soda, butter, cake flour, sugar, vanilla essence, baking powder, salt, eggs, and chocolate chips. You'll need a mixing bowl so that you can mash the bananas, finely mash it. And this recipe actually calls for 4 bananas, but I'm only using 3. So if you want, just follow the original recipe, because I've also added in chocolate chips to edit the recipe. So if you want, just you can refer to the description box for the original recipe. Just need to take note that when making banana bread or cakes, right, just ensure that you're actually using overripe bananas, because it will actually, the taste will be very different if you actually just use normal bananas which are ripe and not overripe. So I have done it once and the taste was really different and I really didn't like it as much as overripe bananas. It will taste so much more better. I kind of feel that it tastes more like medicine. There's some kind of medicine taste when you actually use just ripe bananas instead of using overripe. So just take note of that and don't make the mistake that I made once by using just ripe bananas. You know, because I'm not following any particular order, so you can just follow your own order. You just need to add in all the dry ingredients and then follow on. So I'm actually adding baking soda and baking powder and mixing it, and then you can continue to add in the salt, and then you can mix it again. You can add in both of the eggs. Next, you can add in the vanilla essence, and then you can start to use your mixer to beat it. And also don't forget your butter. Just mix it before you use the beater, and just beat it for a few minutes, and then you can carry on to the next ingredient. Okay, again here I'm actually customizing the recipe. So this actually you can use all-purpose flour, which was the original recipe, but I'm actually using cake flour here because I want it to be a bit more light and not really dense. I prefer light banana cake than those dense ones, so I'm using cake flour here, but of course you can use the normal flour, like all-purpose flour. Make sure that you mix all the flour with the batter to make sure that it's fully mixed, and then you can continue using the beater again and mix it. Here I'm adding chocolate chips, so you can just add as much as you want depending on you and your preference. So I'm adding just a little bit to make sure that it's good enough, so that I'm not adding less, so that it's actually, you know, more chocolate. But I didn't want to add so much, so I'm just adding this quantity here. I didn't really measure it, so it's just as per your wish on how much you want to add, or you want to omit this. It's up to you, because this is another ingredient that I actually added in. Now that you've fully mixed the batter and it's well done, then you can just continue to greasing your pan. So here I'm actually using this pan, which is a chiffon cake pan, because I wanted it to be a bun cake, but I don't have that pan, so I'm actually using this pan, which is a bit closer. And the batter is actually too much, so actually the cake looked very tall, but of course it's up to you. So I will list the original cake pan size below. I can't really recall what it is, but here I'm using this, and the time needed for the cake pan was still okay, because this is a small cake pan, but I mean, up to your preference. Usually I will follow the pan size, but here I'm just wanting this to look like a bun cake, so I'm actually using this. So add more chocolate chips if you want, and then you can get ready to bake your cake. This recipe calls for baking at 375 and for 40 to 50 minutes, so you just need to check for its doneness. And then I'm just using this thing that I got online, so they can check if the cake is fully baked, and it is. So I'm actually gonna allow it to cool, and then later I'll be cutting it so that you can see the inside on how it looks. So it actually looks very pretty and tall up here. This was really a very nice and delicious cake, and I actually passed it some over to my family, and they actually loved it so much. So this is a recipe I would definitely keep and bake again in future if needed. So that's all for my video, guys. Hope you liked it, and do like my video and subscribe if you haven't. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
She likes chocolate covered strawberries and wine. She likes notes that say I love you all the time. Roses at your